news which is developing right now. The India Tribunal has approved the Zee Entertainment-Sony merger. NCLT has gone ahead and approved that merger that Zee and Sony were talking about. This was the big overhang on that stock, whether it will go through, whether it will not go through. The decision is finally out. There have been multiple hearings on it. And look at that surge on that counter. It's 3% higher. They don't care about who's going to be the leader at the moment, whether it is going to be Mr. Goenka or not, because this has been categorically said time and again that the face of the CEO can be different, but that cannot be the reason to hold back this merger. So now that final decision has come through.
Big overhang, and I don't think, with the kind of free float that you have on Zee, almost about 90%, the gains are not going to get restricted here. You will see many moves coming in and, significant amount of upside as well. HB Ranina, in fact, joins in on the show right now. Mr. Ranina, quite the respite. The NCLT has now approved the ZEE-Sony merger, and I think there have been absolutely no objections here.
Yeah, very good. This is good news, excellent news. And I'm very happy to be part of your program to give you my reaction. But I think it's a very wonderful news that this merger has gone through and will go through. Because whatever may be the other issues, I think they can be sorted out in course of time. Whether the person is fit to be a managing director or not, that's a separate issue. Anybody can become a managing director, any competent person. And therefore, the merger has to go through. You can't hold up a merger and sacrifice the interest of the stakeholders and shareholders.
Yes, that good news definitely coming in, Mr. Ranina. But I think we are joined by other guests as well. Mr. Majid Menon, member of Supreme Court Law, also joins us on the show. Majid, what's your first take on this final announcement coming in? Do you see any further roadblocks, or now all the decks have been cleared and this merger will go through?
Well, this merger has been welcome, as we hear. It's a good news for the people whose stakeholders. As a matter of fact, if you recall, the learned counsel, Janak Dwarkadas, representing Zee Entertainment-Enterprises Limited, said that the scheme of arrangement between Zee and Sony had been approved by 99.97% of shareholders of the company, as well as BSE, NSE, and CCI. But therefore, if there was almost unanimity in seeking merger, certainly the decision taken by the National Company Law Tribunal today is welcome almost in all quarters.
Right, Mr. Ranina, the same thing really. Is this now a final green signal, or do you think there could be some more stumbling blocks after this?
Well, I don't think there could be stumbling blocks, because who will take objection to this? So I don't think there will be any further delays in this matter. And I'm sure this matter will now take traction, and the merger process, the amalgamation process will all go on stream. So I don't see any difficulty now at all.
Point taken. But Mr. Ranina, what's your own expectation of the timeline of this? Any sense in terms of when that merger can be through? Is it just going to be 3 to 6 months from here on? Could it be longer?
No, I think 3 to 4 months maximum. I don't think there should be any difficulty in proceeding with the process. Whatever is the statutory requirement will be complied with, and all the merger documents, everything will be put in place. Once that happens, I think the merger will simply go through.
Because this one has seen many stumbles and hurdles before it kind of came through, but now it's out. It's a 10% move that we are seeing on Zee Entertainment. No surprise given the fact that this was the biggest overhang on the counter. But let's welcome on board Jinesh Joshi as well, the research analyst at Prabhudas Lilladher. Jinesh, what's your sense? Because a lot of analysts were calling it the re-rating trigger, pretty much a binary moment of sorts for Zee Entertainment. Your sense, and what's the kind of target do you have for Zee?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, this is a big sigh of relief that has come through, because the merger was in limbo for about 2 years odd, and now with the verdict finally coming in the favor of Zee, the entire construct will now change as to what can the merge co report in terms of FY25 PAT and all. So the entire theory changes from here on, and we maintain our positive stance on the company. And as per our last report, our TP is at about 275 odd.
Mr. Ranina, I guess, what now remains in the pipeline would be SEBI's final order against Subhash Chandra and Puneet Goenka, right? I mean, what could we expect there? Because what we understand is that the SEBI chairperson may herself hear the replies of Chandra and Goenka in the case.
Well, that's an issue on which it's very difficult to comment. I suppose each one will defend himself, and the major shareholders will also put forth their point of view. If Sony feels that Puneet is a good person, maybe they'll present their case again, and maybe his name will be cleared in course of time. So it's very difficult to say how that will pan out, but it will depend on the major shareholders. And if they support the two gentlemen, then I think they can once again be reappointed, unless it can be shown that there were very serious charges against them and not mere allegations where the charges have been proved.